What's going on, guys? Austin here with a little car review on the 2012 Chevy Camaro SS. It does have the RS package, as you may have seen in that introduction there. This is just gonna be, it's kind of like a review, but not like, like a numbers game, because, big car companies like Motor Trend and, Car and Driver, they have all those numbers games. I'll kind of spit a little bit of them out, but that's not what this is about. This is gonna be more of a review of what it's like to drive a car like this. So this does have the LS3 6.2 liter V8 from the factory. That comes stock with about 426 horsepower at the crank, which is about 380 horsepower at the wheels. This car has long tube headers and an intake, as well as a aftermarket tune. Brings it about 420 horsepower to the wheels. So it's a little faster than your stock Camaro you would buy, stock 5th gen Camaro you would buy. Obviously the new 6th gen is out already. What it's like to drive something like this. This car feels like a freaking tank. It's heavy, it's really big, it's really wide, especially like on these little narrow roads here. It's so big and heavy, and I feel like I, kind of fill the whole entire lane. I'm on a 2-lane road right here, and I feel like I fill the entire thing, which is pretty crazy. But overall, I mean, it's a fairly easy car to drive. This was my very first car that I purchased myself. It's a stick, it's a manual, so I didn't really know how to drive a manual when I bought it, but I knew that I needed a manual for this kind of car. I just needed it, straight up. I wasn't gonna mess around with nothing else. No automatic on a, on a muscle car or sports car. There just ain't no way I would get something like that. That being said, even though this car does feel like a huge tank, it does turn in really well. It does have plenty of power to get you through those little corners and things. There are a little bit bigger of tire on this car than there is, when it comes from the factory, so it does give you a little bit more grip. Since it is all blacked out with the matte black hood and the matte black roof, it does get a lot of attention, and the blacked out wheels, obviously, it gets some pretty good attention. Not a lot of people do too many crazy things to your everyday Camaro, but this is still somewhat everyday looking, but with a little tasteful mods here and there. The black hood, the matte black hood, and the matte black roof, well, the hood anyway, a lot of people get that confused with the 1LE Camaro, which is like your track focused Camaro, but this is not that. That is basically just remnants of my old wrap that I used to have on the car, and it was like a matte military green. And if you've followed my automotive endeavors in the past couple years, you will remember it, that matte military green. Well, this is the same one. I was able to sell this to my sister, so now my sister owns this car, which is pretty cool. But it does get up going pretty quick. I mean, this is just a second gear pull. You can hear of course there's a Prius in front of me, but you can definitely hear like so with the long tube headers, the car is pretty loud. It doesn't have any mufflers, so it's really loud. And like here's just like a second gear little pull right here, and it's just, that's obviously with the windows up. Do another one here with the windows down. Again, just second gear pull. Very loud. Especially when you get, stuff bouncing off other cars and things. It's a pretty loud car. A car like this is supposed to be loud. It is supposed to, scare people on the side of the street. That's what I like cars to be like. My Corvette's just as loud. It doesn't even have long tube headers yet, but that's soon, coming soon. Now the visibility in this car is just absolutely terrible. As you can see, the back window is pretty small. The side windows are super tiny as well. I mean, my head is like, just fits the whole window. Like, what? B-pillar, I don't know if you could see behind me, back over here or over there, super, super wide. So it blocks a ton of visibility. The only way you can really change lanes like this, if there's somebody's in your blind spot, just kind of speed up and get in front of them if you need to. Camera fell off the mount fell off the window. But yeah, overall, the car is very fun to drive. Minus the visibility. You get used to it after a while. You get used to feel like you're driving in a freaking tank, like in World War II or something like that. People say, oh, what the f. So as far as the interior goes, the interior is pretty bland. Chevrolet's never really gotten it right with the interior. It's always been kind of just okay at best. And this 5th gen Camaro is no exception. The steering wheel is okay. People are saying that they, you know, sourced it out of the parts bin, the Chevy parts bin, with like the Cruze and the Malibu and things like that, and it's okay. I mean, it's a lot better than the original steering wheel that came with the Camaro, so that's what it's got that going for it. A lot of plastic kind of all around the car, cup holders and everything. These are all plastic and everything like that. The only like soft touching parts are going to be like your leather wrap steering wheel, and then they put this like leather kind of like thing on the dash that separates, you know, the hard plastic from the leather. They added that in the 2012 year, as long as they changed up the gauges, like what those look like. Backseat sucks. Like there's like it's not meant for anybody. The backseat is just absolutely terrible. There's no legroom when any normal human-sized person is driving, or even sitting in the passenger seat. Even if they're scooted all the way up, they don't have any front room in the front seat, and then even in the back seat it's still limited. So overall, like, the interior is just absolutely terrible. Anyway, thank you so much guys for watching this video. It's my first kind of little car review type deal. I want to do more of them. I obviously want to do it on the Vet whenever that comes back. As soon as that one comes back, we're definitely going to try and do a review with that one, so you guys can get a feel of what that one's like compared to this. In the meantime, guys, please check out my other videos. I really appreciate it. You guys have been super supportive, you know, ever since I first started this channel, and you guys are being super awesome about everything, and I really appreciate everything you guys are doing. But until next time, guys, we'll see you on the next one. Take care.